welcome back to the 12 Days of Foundation. Today we are on day number 4. I am testing out a tinted moisturizer today. I have the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. So I'm going to be putting this to the test today, showing you before and after, how it looks in flash photo as it has SPF 25, how it looks in natural light, and of course how it looks at the end of the day, full circle. I will have timestamps down below if you want to skip ahead, a blog post with this swatched next to some other shades if you're trying to match yourself. Are you getting sick of hearing me talk about this? And I'll link my first 3 reviews down below. I'm reviewing 12 foundations in 12 days. I'm sorry if you are sick of hearing me say it. It's only day 4 and I'm kind of sick of saying it myself. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So this is a fairly new tinted moisturizer from Smashbox. Historically, I really loved most of their complexion products that I believe I've tried. As I mentioned, this one has an SPF of 25 in there. It says that it's light coverage, natural finish, good for dry, combo, oily. Retails for $36 American, 48 Canadian, and there is how much product in here? Oh, it has an actual expiry date on it there, which is nice. 40 milliliters, which I believe is a little bit more. I think 30 milliliters is a full fluid ounce. So 40 milliliters means we're getting a little bit extra in here, and it's made in Canada, so that's exciting. I'm wearing the shade Tan Dark, which is the shade that they sent me, so I can't say that this is 100% the best match for me, but it does work. And I did already prime. I used the Vitamin Glow from Smashbox. It's really nice and light. I've got that's a nice active breakout there. Just gonna put some out on the back of my hand. I'm tired this morning. I had a lot of dreams. I find when I fall asleep, when I wake up and then fall back to sleep, whenever I fall back to sleep, I have the craziest, such vivid dreams. So as I mentioned, this is the shade Tan Dark, but we can make it work. And I'm using a brush today, kind of just because my sponge isn't wet and I didn't want to get up, if I'm being honest. This is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, which I really love. But you can see this is definitely a little bit orange on me. I am going to go out for a walk today. It's the first time leaving the house in, honestly, probably close to a week. Toronto is back on lockdown and I'm so busy with work that it's kind of, I don't even really notice. And I do grocery delivery anyways, and I can spend a shocking amount of time inside. But I should get outside. So I'm gonna go for it's a beautiful sunny morning for once. It's been really crap weather, so I'm gonna get out for a walk. So yeah, if you're generally my shade, sorry I don't have the other shade. It's hard. Like when I got back to Toronto, it was like lockdown. So I'm kind of working with what I've got. So if you're normally my shade, I'd probably go a shade down. But we can still test for formula, and I won't put too much on. I think you can see it adds like a little bit of coverage, but you can still see my acne poking through. I'm probably not honestly going to put much more on because I don't want to enhance the fact that the color is off on me. But I think like you've seen in some of my other reviews, if I go a shade lighter, it's easier to work with than having a shade that's too deep or definitely too orange. But I do like the formula. My favorite tinted moisturizer of all time is the NARS. I love that one. Still need to try the Mercier. I've got one from Lancome. The skin feels good. I like the NYX skin tint too. That was a good one. Let's just pray that this does not oxidize. I'm going to go ahead and take some flash photos, put on the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I realized that this is the first time I think in the history of my oily skin diaries that I forgot to take a photo here in my lighting, but I guess we'll never know. I took the photo in flash photo. It actually turned out pretty well considering it has an SPF of 25. It could be that it is a little bit deeper in my skin and on my skin, and also it is much lighter coverage. Like I put very little on my face, so the less mask like it is, the less ability it has to flash back. To try and make it a little bit more my skin tone, I used the Too Faced concealer, one of my faves. I put it under my eyes in kind of a bigger triangle than normal, on my chin, my forehead, and a little bit on my nose, so that kind of lessened the coverage. Then I set all of those places with the Mercier Honey Powder. then I went in with my normal setting powder. I also skipped out on bronzer and highlight today, just used blush and kept it all a little bit lighter because I didn't feel like I really needed any of it. It is a tinted moisturizer, so I went a little bit lighter. I think I do have a nice glow to my skin. I definitely don't need any bronzing to happen, so overall I do think it looks really beautiful, really soft. My skin is showing through. It looks natural. I think it looks great. Did I say? I think I forgot to say it has 12 shades, which is like obviously a very minimal shade range, but it is light coverage. So that means it could really be more like a 20 to 30, 35 amount of shade ranges that could kind of fit under there, if that makes sense, because you are able to get away with a couple of people wearing one shade, as opposed to when it's super full coverage, you really want to get that match. So, I mean, I wouldn't recommend wearing a deeper shade like I am today, but it is possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a coffee, hit the streets for a walk, buy my neighbor a couple of groceries because she's an older lady. Gotta help out the neighbors, and yeah, I think that's about it. So I will check back with you in some natural light. Hey guys, just getting in the door. You can hear Rue. Anyone else's pet already have bad separation anxiety, and now when you leave the house for any period of time, they lose their mind. Hi, Boobala! So I feel like in my viewfinder, I look a little bit orange. In person, it doesn't look that bad. In the words of every YouTuber ever. I did just have a mask on, but keep in mind I have a powder on over it, so it's hard to say what's mask, what's powder. But it doesn't look like it's rubbed off my face very much. So it feels really comfortable, doesn't feel super oily. I did have my mask on for a little while. I was getting a little moist under there, sorry. But yeah, I'll keep wearing it for a few more hours and I'll check back with you at the end of the night, and I won't leave the house again today. Hello, I am back, and I accidentally fell asleep. Just having a really lazy Saturday. I had a busy morning, but I gotta say I'm actually really impressed. I'm definitely gonna track this down in my actual shade, and I will leave that in the comment section down below and probably post about it on Instagram. It hasn't really worn off much on my forehead. I've definitely lost lots of foundation here, but I have been lying around. You can see my watch imprint is on my cheek. I was just cuddling with Emily. She was like right here, and she's a hairless cat, so she removes even more of my foundation than a furred cat, in my opinion. So I feel like for a tinted moisturizer, it held up really well. It's super comfortable. It has not gotten oily. It doesn't feel like it's slipping or sliding around. So I'm super impressed with this. I will need to sort out my shade, like I said, but I think this performed a lot better than I was expecting it to, because it looked quite shiny on first application. I did use the Too Faced powder foundation over it, but a very light amount, and I use that in most of my reviews and most days. So yeah, I gotta say that I really like it. I don't have like a comparison in my mind of this versus the NARS. They both seem good to me. Say the NARS has a little bit more coverage, I think, a little bit of a thicker texture slightly, but yeah, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed with it. Even though it has worn off, I really put it through the ringer today. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for day number 5. If you missed the first 3 days, I will have those linked down below, and as always, if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!